So this turned out to be a very feisty game tonight here between the Barrie Colts and the Kingston Frontenacs. It was Valentine's Day game, so no love lost here between these two teams as the Barrie Colts trying to catch the Kingston Frontenacs in the Eastern Conference standings. Coming into tonight's game, the Frontenacs up 6 points on Barrie as the Frontenacs right now 7th in the East and Barrie 8th. So this game all started with a really cool ceremony for Marty Williamson. As I mentioned yesterday, Williamson coaching his 1,000th OHL game. That was in Mississauga last night. So the Colts organization having a chance to honor the coach. They had a special jersey made up for the occasion. So really nice touch there for Marty Williamson. But for the game itself, it took a while for the Barrie Colts to get a shot on the board. Kingston outshot the Barrie Colts 10-0. And it wasn't until about 12-12 in the first period that Zach Weigel would get the first shot of the game. It was Kyle Downey who started the game for the Kingston Frontenacs, made that save, and then had to make a huge stop for his second save. So Kyle Downey looked dialed in, but so did Ben West. It was quite the goalie duo in that first period between the Colts and the Frontenacs. Battaglia and Ludwinski, they had a 2-on-0 situation going on the Barrie Colts, and Ludwinski ended up hitting the post. He had a wide open cage. He had Ben West beat, but he struck iron on that play. But the Colts, they would take the play back the other way, a 2-on-1. Michael Durbridge would set up Zach Weigel, and it would make it a 1-0 score at that point. So it was back and forth in that first period. Great goaltending at both ends, and the Frontenacs just not able to finish. They actually outshot the Barrie Colts 18-7 after the first period. So it was all Kingston in that first half, but it was the Barrie Colts who had the lead. So going into the second period, the Kingston Frontenacs, they had the power play, but that didn't seem to bother the Barrie Colts. Bo Jelsma ended up carrying the puck into the attacking zone, had one hand on his stick, couldn't finish the shot, ended up in the corner, and then banked it off Downey and in. So it was a very unique goal. You have to check out the replay of that one, making it 2-0 at that point. And not long after, it would be the Barrie Colts getting a power play. It was a too many men on the ice call against the Kingston Frontenacs, and Bo Jelsma would capitalize. It would go bar down as he would beat Kyle Downey, making it 2-0 at that point. And also to note, Cole Baudouin got an assist on that goal, extending his point streak to 12 games as Cole Baudouin continues to get it done right now for the Barrie Colts. And not long after, Blair Scott, he's been on a roll of late for the Barrie Colts, the defenseman that they picked up from the Kitchener Rangers. He would take a shot that would go over Downey and in, and making it a 4-0 score at that point. So the Barrie Colts, after being outshot heavily in that first period, come out and they end up scoring 3 goals in a span of 3:17. So great effort there from the Barrie Colts, and that would be the end of the night for Kyle Downey, pulled after giving up 4 goals on 11 shots. So in comes Mason Vicari, and Vicari is one of the busiest goaltenders in the Ontario Hockey League. Kingston right now in the middle of the 3-3. They had a game last night at home against Kitchener, and then they play in North Bay tomorrow. So they wanted to give Vicari the night off, but just wasn't meant to be. So Vicari was put in, and Kingston, they would respond pretty quick. Jacques Dubois, the former Peterborough Pete, it was a 2-on-1 situation, and Dubois would get the finish, making it a 4-1 score after 2 periods of play. And then in the third period, the Barrie Colts keeping things simple, really limiting Kingston's chances of breaking through the neutral zone. They were creating the turnovers. Vicari making some good saves, but Ben West, he had quite the night. He was making acrobatic saves. It was a highlight reel machine tonight for the Barrie Colts. But the Kingston Frontenacs, they would get on the board. Jacques Dubois, his second of the game, that came at 17:08. So that put it 4-2 in favor of the Barrie Colts. Vicari on the bench for the extra attacker. And then Roman Schmidt, a slap pass right to Nathan Poole. Poole made no mistake and got the Kingston Frontenacs within once. It was a 4-3 score in the dying seconds. It was like as if they were on the 1-yard line in the Super Bowl, but it was just not meant to be. 0.7 seconds left on the clock. Dubois could not win the faceoff, and the Barrie Colts will hold on for the 4-3 final. However, there were fireworks at the end of this hockey game. Everyone had a dance partner at the buzzer. The bigger fights were Keishon Aitchison going toe-to-toe with Quentin Burns. Those two ended up wrestling on the ice inside the blue line. And then Roman Schmidt got a quick shot, or a quick jab on Bo Jelsma, and Jelsma basically started chasing Roman Schmidt at center ice. The officials would get between them, so we'll have to wait and see if anything comes out of that situation. I kind of doubt we'll see suspensions or anything, but still, that emotion you like to see from the Barrie Colts. These two teams will play again on Family Day. That'll be down at the Leon Center in just over a week's time. So these two teams will be reacquainted. Shots on goal, 46-27 in favor of the Kingston Frontenacs. Ben West was stellar. And the first star tonight, Bo Jelsma, with his 2 goals. So that wraps it up for the weekend for the Barrie Colts. They're now 4 points behind the Kingston Frontenacs for 7th in the Eastern Conference standings. Well, Kingston, they're going to be in North Bay tomorrow afternoon to battle the Battalion. And, of course, tomorrow's the Super Bowl. I have been informed that the Kingston Frontenacs will be able to watch the Super Bowl game on the bus ride back to Kingston. That's what Jimmy Gilchrist was saying, the play-by-play voice for the Kingston Frontenacs, which is some good news because when you're on the road, you kind of want to watch the Super Bowl. Hopefully you're able to enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow. Hopefully you enjoyed the game tonight. Let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts on the win here for the Barrie Colts. And, yeah, continue to hit like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you again soon.